Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 300. Wow, 300. It is Friday morning, and a very, very, very cold morning. And what's even worse is the blower for the heat in the car is not working at the moment. It'll probably turn on in a few minutes. It's never taken this long before, but hey, what's the big deal? It is 14 degrees outside. What are you worried about? 14 degrees outside, windshield frosted over. My seat warmer is working, so that's good. Leaving really early this morning because I have to drop by the office, scan in, make, the usual, scan my card, go upstairs, go out the back door, and then we'll head out for the day. It looks like cloudy skies. Roads look pretty clean, not 100% positive because it's still dark. Today's goal going to be 1 or 2 sessions of blackjack, some slots, and then I'll need to make a decision. I may stay overnight or late into the night and go to some of the casinos I'm normally not allowed to go to. That's an option. So we'll see how we feel, see how the day is going, all that stuff. Last night I did stay home and played poker online and did pretty well. So I'm happy about that. I'm waiting for my last cash out to go through so I can cash out again. We'll see. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. Hoping this blower will come on. I'm definitely warm because my seat warmer is the entire seat, including the back, and I've got it set on high, so I'm not freezing to death. But it would be nice to have the air in the car warmed up too. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. Heading to the office, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. So I just wanted to go back to yesterday and how things went yesterday. It's so easy to get into a rut and to start thinking, things aren't working well. And, I've been doing that lately. I've been really down on myself and down about my limited opportunities and stuff like that. But yesterday, it started off with $150 or so win on slots, which was okay. And then only 100 and something, 150 on blackjack, and that's not so great. But then on the way out, we picked up a bunch of money, and we had other opportunities pop up, and before you knew it, we were ahead $1,000 at the casino. We were ahead over $1,000 online. And so it ended up being an over $2,000 day yesterday, so I can't complain about that. Just got to keep things in perspective, one day at a time. And, one thing I got to get out of my mind right now is getting my goal for the year, because I don't think it's going to happen. So just going to forget about that right now and just focus on day to day and what I'm doing, and hopefully things just fall where they need to. So, but just left the office. My heat is working just fine in the car. My seat warmers are working beautifully. It's starting to get a little bit lighter out. Looks like it's going to be a cloudy day. Roads are dry, so we'll see how things go. So we're in for another long drive, about 400 miles today, round trip, and I'll come back and update you soon. Sorry, that was 480 round trip. I'll be back. All right, guys, still on my way to the first casino. I just stopped for fuel. I have a team meeting in 57 minutes. I'm still hours away from my first casino, but I wanted to talk to you about Penn Gaming, ESPN Bet, Draftkings, all these different things, and all the stuff that's going on, Barstool Sports. I just wanted to kind of give you an update about what's going on and how ridiculous some of these companies are. So let's start with Penn Gaming. A few years back, they made a partnership. They actually bought Barstool Sports, which was a tiny company, not really worth much, not a big fan base, not much of anything going on. And they actually paid in 2 parts a total of over $500 million, like $560 million or something like that, for Barstool Sports. And the whole reason that they bought it was because the guy that owned it was very controversial, and he appealed to a lot of younger people. He said a lot of things that were kind of not politically correct, and so they thought that that would bring in young people, because as you know, as you get older, you discover the stupid things that people do to take advantage of you, and you're like, I don't want you to take advantage of me anymore. And a lot of older people don't gamble as much anymore because they understand either they're a problem gambler and they can't stop gambling, or they discover, hey, I'm wasting all my money. Why am I doing this? I might as well go buy myself a steak every day, or take care of my family, pay my bills, whatever, anything but gamble it all away. And so they're trying to appeal to the younger people. And so they bought Barstool Sports. They spent like, I think $560 or something for it, million. And the owner was always controversial, and the controversy didn't stop, and people kept on bringing up things that he had said in the past and all that, and they thought they were going to get a big customer base from it, and it just didn't work out that way. So they decided to get rid of Barstool Sports, and they had actually, if you include everything that they put into it, they'd invested about $850 million into Barstool Sports. And so they sold it back to Portnoy, who is the guy who sold it to them. And guess what they sold it to him for? $1. They sold it back for one. They had spent $850 million on this product and sold it back for $1. And they immediately partnered with ESPN Bet, which is what you might notice when you go into a Hollywood casino or any of the Penn gaming casinos. Is it would say ESPN Bet on their sports book area and on their kiosks and all that stuff. So the deal that they made with ESPN Bet was just as bad. They spent $1.5 billion for ESPN Bet. The way it was supposed to work out is the payments were to be made over a 10-year period, and in the within the first 3 years or so, either side could cancel the deal. So Penn Gaming made their first couple payments, 150, and now we're hearing that they're splitting up from ESPN Bet. Well, why would they do that? Well, ESPN Bet was owned by ESPN, and ESPN is owned by Disney, and the guy in charge of Disney does not want Disney to be associated with gambling. So every time you're watching ESPN, you see ESPN Bet down in the bottom corner of your screen, and so you think ESPN Bet is owned by ESPN, not by Penn Gaming, and so obviously ESPN must be pushing gambling. And so he didn't want it to be like that anymore, so they decided to split from Penn Gaming, and now Penn Gaming is a stupid sports book or sports something. They were basically abandoned, and now as of the 1st of December, they don't have ESPN Bet anymore. And so ESPN Bet decided to rebrand and merge with or work with Draftkings. So the point would be between now and like March or April that they would eventually merge their sites, and it would just be Draftkings from then on. And when you watch ESPN, down in the bottom right corner, it would say Draftkings instead of ESPN, and it would be a better image for Disney. So basically, Penn Gaming lost over $1 billion with these endeavors, when it doesn't really matter what the name of the sports book is, because you're a gambler and you're at your local casino and you're going to bet there. Why does it matter? It could be anything. You could just call it sports and people would bet there. So it couldn't happen to a worse company. And really, I don't know which company is run worse, Penn Gaming or Caesars. I mean, Caesars makes a pretty good case. They buy a property, they don't take care of it, they let it get worse and worse and worse, and then they sell it off, and then maybe they lease it back after they don't own it. I mean, they're really bad stewards of money, and Penn Gaming is not any better either. So, But what really upsets me is, you go into Penn Gaming, you want to make $500 or $600 betting blackjack or hole carding or whatever you're doing, betting, playing on slots or whatever, and they see that you have any kind of an advantage, and they kick you out over a few $100s, and they try to humiliate you, have you walked out by police, trespass you, send you. I've got letters at home, and I'll eventually release those. But what are you doing? Over a few $100s, but then you're throwing away over $1 billion on stupid stuff, mismanagement and bad decisions and stuff like that. Not the best look, guys. So recently, I signed up for a couple sports books, and I haven't really done much with them other than use some of their free stuff that they did and pit them against each other. But I tried to sign up for ESPN Bet recently, and since I've been banned from a few of the Penn Gaming locations, actually trespassed, it would not allow me to sign up. Now, I thought that they weren't allowed to ban you. All they would do is limit you to like a $1 bet or something, but they actually banned me. They would not allow me to sign up. So maybe we'll try again sometime, but I don't really care that much about it. But I thought you'd like to know. All right, we are still moving on here, about 50 minutes till our meeting. We'll get as far as we can. We'll pull over and do our team meeting. It's very bright and sunny right now, so I'll need to find somewhere shaded. And now the new rule is you have to be on camera every time you're in a team meeting. So we've got to make sure that I have my jacket off and looking good with a fake background. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back to update you soon. All right, guys, I am back. So, yeah, I finally did it. I finally confronted the casino. I don't know if I should have, but I did. So, walk into this casino, looking around, playing some slots, find a couple plays, play those through, end up ahead 155. I go to play blackjack, not possible. Go back to slots, play around a little bit. I'm ahead 200-300, and then end up leaving ahead 99. So I'm ahead like $254 overall. I go to cash out my voucher. I have a bigger voucher, so I have to go to a certain area where the machine will cash it. And I end up getting 8 of the old $100 bills. So at this point, I've already been there for a long time, talked to a lot of people that I know, saw so many advantage players there. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Why I've been here for so long? And I was really, really frustrated. Then I get all these old $100 bills. And I go to look in the high limit area to see if there's a possibility that I could play some blackjack. And to my left, as soon as I look in, I have to look into the right. And to my left, walking in also, is the pit boss that put me in last time. So I said, hey, can I ask you a question? I said, let's be honest with each other, can we? And he's like, sure, what's up? I said, am I a troublemaker? Do you guys have any problem with me? He said, no, why would you say that? I said, every time I come in here, if I lose money, you don't put me in. If I win money, you put me in. Or if I break even, you put me in for winning more money than, than I made. The other day I was here, I made $800, you put me in for like $4,000. Just want to know what's going on. I mean, if I did something wrong, or if you guys don't want me here, I'm happy to go play it somewhere else. There's no hard feelings or anything, I understand. And he said, no, it's nothing like that. I said, well then, why are you putting me in the system when I tell you guys I don't want to be rated? And he says, well, all right, well, security sees you in here, or surveillance sees you in here all the time, and they're like, this guy's always here, why don't we track him and see what he's up to? I said, and what do you think? He's like, well, I don't think you're up to anything. I said, well, then why are we doing this? He said, I don't know. He said, when they first told us to do it, I said, this guy is a good guy. He's a nice guy. He doesn't cause any trouble. He comes in, he's always losing, and he never causes any trouble, and he always leaves. Again, I've talked about this so many times on here. I always walk up to the table as a loser. I could be ahead 4,000 for the day. I walk up to the table, hey, how's it going, Joe? Oh, I'm down like 900. If I could just get half of it back, I'd be so happy right now. Every single time. And that's what sticks in their head. And I play the part so well, it sticks in their head. And everywhere that I've ever been banned from has been like a fluke. My home casino, because they knew my name. This other area where I was backed off of 2 casinos in one day, that was because I had a big spread, and they ended up backing me off, and then they told the other place. That was like a one-time thing. Other than that, there was the one place that backed me off, and the same day got backed off of another place. That's because I've been fleecing them for 5.5 years before they realized that I was counting cards. So I lasted for so long at these places. And this place, I think February 1st or January 29th or something like that, will be 6 years of hitting this place multiple times a week. And the pit boss, the people who are supposed to track you, the people who are supposed to keep an eye on you, they still don't suspect me. And the only reason that surveillance suspects me is because now they scan everybody's card when they come through the door, and because they see how many times I come here, because I have less options, because it used to be once a week, then twice a week, and then it started increasing, and some weeks it would be more than that. And then they're starting to say, well, this guy's here all the time, let's see what he's up to. And that's exactly what he said. They told us to put you in so we could track you and see what you're up to. And I said, look, you're causing a lot of problems in my life. I said, as you know, I live far away from here, and I travel here so people don't know me, so people don't think that I'm a gambler. I said, someone at your organization released the information to somebody else, and now people know that I gamble. I wanted to keep that as a secret. And he's like, I don't know how that could have happened. Well, I don't know either, but it happened. So at this point, I said, look, so, I mean, you don't have a problem with me playing anything? He's like, no, you can do whatever you want. All we're going to do is we're going to put down how much you won or lost. We don't have any problem with you coming here or anything like that. So at that point, I was like, well, then maybe I'll just play slots when I'm here and not table games, because I just prefer to be anonymous. You don't have a problem with that, do you? He said, no, we don't have a problem with that. Do whatever you want. It's just when you come to my area and I see you, I'm supposed to put you in the system. I said, okay. So at this point, what does that tell us? I mean, eventually you're going to get backed off, but not yet. I'm doing a good job. I'm rat-holing, I'm this, I'm that. But sometimes, just like last time, when there were chips missing, because one of the tables I was at, a guy came to the table, he played one hand of like 12 or 1400, he won and he left. And when I left the table, I didn't let them color me up, so they pinned all the chips on me. So I don't know if that's what's going on, and the rest of the things are truly a mistake, where they thought I won X, but really it was something else. But it's good to have this information and to know. Now I have to adjust myself knowing that information. The good news is they don't know that I'm counting cards. They don't know that I'm hustling slots. They don't know that I'm hole carding. They don't know that I'm doing all these different things. So the question becomes, how do you act? So one thing is, keep playing, keep doing hit and run, rat hole, chips, which means just putting them in your pocket, and then just do it when people are coming and going from the table, so it looks like it wasn't you that took it, and I'd be able to tell whether or not it worked. Color up when I leave the table, or don't come in at all during the daytime. Come in just at night, which I'd already discussed. but we saw that the call came from surveillance. If you remember, a long time ago, maybe, I want to say 6 months ago, I had that incident where they wouldn't cash me out, get his ID. And I ended up going to like 3 different cashiers, and on the third cashier is when they demanded ID. And I said, that's okay, I'll just take the chips and go. I don't know if that's the day that everything happened, that they said, okay, we're going to go talk to the guys at the front door who scan everybody's card, and we're going to say, okay, this guy's done. We're going to keep tracking him, and we're going to find out what's really going on. I don't know. I feel like they're not on my trail at all, but they're going to be. You can only hide so long. So anyway, give me your opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So there's a decision that needs to be made at this point. I need to decide if I'm going to stay in this area for 6 hours or 5 hours, and then try to play at night when people don't know me, or if I'm going to go to another area. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and travel 4 hours to another area, a completely different area, different state, completely different type of casino, and we're going to go there. Now, I don't expect to make a lot of money there, but I think I need to give this place a little bit of a break while I think things through, and I think I am going to keep coming here, but I'm going to be doing it only at night, no more days. And so instead of just sitting around in the parking lot, I'm going to head toward this other area. It's a little bit closer to home, so I won't have to go back home. It won't be 4 hours home, it'll be less. It won't be 8 hours, it'll be less. And I'm going to try to make a little bit of money there. I'm going to be playing some Pot Limit Omaha online. I've already been playing for about an hour. I'm actually doing pretty well. I'm up a couple hundred, and maybe I can win a couple hundred more by the time I get there, and still salvage this day as $1,000 day. But I do want to get out of the area right now while I think things through. Probably need to go to somebody, and someone who doesn't really know what we do or understand fully, and get their advice from somebody who isn't part of the situation at all. And so we'll see what happens here. Now, tomorrow's Saturday, and I normally don't play. Sunday I will be traveling. I will probably come to this area. Hold on one second, got a call coming. All right, anyway. So hopefully we can make a little bit more, maybe, salvage this day, and we'll have a whole day to figure out what we're going to do going forward. But we'll see. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back many hours later here. I am only about 10 minutes away from my next stop. It's getting dark outside, and it's been a long trip. And I know it hasn't been the greatest episode because we haven't made a lot of money, but this is going to happen sometimes. I do have some big vouchers to cash here, so going to get on that, and then we're going to make our rounds and see what we can do. Hopefully we can make a little bit of money, a couple hundred, 300-400 would be nice, and then figure out where to go from here. So right now everything is kind of up in the air. We'll see how it goes, and I'll be back to update you soon. Now, I do need to switch my license plate to go to this place, so we're going to pull over as soon as we get off the exit, switch our license plate, and then we'll head over to this casino. I'll be back. All right, let's try this again. I was talking for like 3 minutes, and then the stupid map is like, your route avoids a closure on this road going to this town. I'm like, thanks a lot, lady. Now I got to start all over again. But I can't exactly, I've done it, but it's hard for me to edit audio while I'm driving. So anyway, go in there, and it was not the greatest session. It could have been way better. Like, if I hadn't shown up, would have been better. But there was other things that I needed to do while I was in there, so that was okay. First play, I made like a quick $35. It was nice. Second play, I lost like 20. Third play, I was involved for like a total of $400. It was supposed to be just a quick one, and $400 in, ended up only paying me back 170, so I was down like 230 pretty quickly. Moved on, played some other stuff, got my 170 up to like 240, and then to like 280, so I'm getting closer. And then there was another big play. It was at $3 a spin, and I expected it to take a while, but it took a really long time. I ended up losing that money and ended up putting another 400 more in the machine, so I was involved for 800, and took forever. I was keeping track of my spins, but the lady next to me was talking too much, so I lost count after a few hundred spins. But I ended up leaving that machine down $100, and let me just hop in here real quick, and I'll be back to finish the story. All right, I'm back. That was a little crazy. Anyway, so I ended up down about $100 on that machine overall after finishing up on that machine. So I made a little bit of a comeback, but barely. And so took care of some other stuff that I was there for. I saw a couple people checking things, but not many. It was a pretty miserable night in there, so not really much happening. Yeah, got out of there, switched out the license plate, and right now we are on the road toward home. But I think it's taking me a different way because there's some backups on the highway, and it may take me by another casino that I normally would not be going to. I can't believe how it's taken me. So we may end up adding one more here. It's adding so many more miles because of some big slowdown somewhere. I almost want to just disregard it and go that way anyway. I don't know. See what happens if I go this way. It doesn't say. All right, well, we're going to listen to what it says, I guess, and I need to stop somewhere and get some food as well. But overall, you know, did some of the stuff I needed to do, but didn't really make any money. So we're going to move on here, and I'll be back to update you soon. Minus 100. All right, guys, I am back. I'm finally on the main road. There's no traffic at all, so maybe there's a clog up behind me, and it had me go around it, so that's fine. My last cash out on WPT online finally went through, so I was able to do another cash out. It won't let you do two of them simultaneously. So that last one was for 1,000. I just did one for 1,119 more, and there's still exactly 1,000 in the account. So at least I got that coming. The other one should be hitting my bank account tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll try to build it up again. So that's going really well right now. I'm not taking it for granted. I'm trying to keep my bets low, trying to keep it in a range where I can handle it. Every time I've tried to move up, I've gotten snapped. So I'm just taking it easy, doing it one step at a time.
In half a mile.
Sorry about that. That thing almost disclosed it again. Yeah, I'm just keeping things in range where I can handle them. And whenever I get some time, 10 or 15 minutes, I try to hop on there and play 5 or 10 hands and hopefully come out ahead and just keep on grinding. So at least we have that going on. So right now we're heading toward home. We could do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Did I eat today? I kind of feel like I didn't. Oh, I had a yogurt today and a bottle of water and a few peanuts, and that's about it. So I can't really rate that. And what did you tip today, MW? Today I tipped $0 because didn't even get a chance to play the tables today, which stinks, but what are you gonna do? And what did you learn today, MW? I finally learned what's going on at that casino, so now I know the whole situation according to what the guy told me, and he seemed like he was pretty sincere, so I can go ahead and use that information to mold my strategy going forward. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm happy about it. I mean, at least I know. I mean, it's not a great thing, but at least I know what's going on. They don't suspect me of doing anything wrong, so that's good. I'm still welcome in there, so that's good. We'll just take it one step at a time. Tomorrow's going to be family day. Sunday's going to be a long day. We're going to have church in the morning, lunch with the family. And then we're going on a super long journey. Then we're probably going to stay most of the night. And then we're going to get back like an hour or two before going to work Monday morning. I have meetings on Monday, all kinds of stuff going on. Tuesday, meetings, all kinds of stuff going on. We'll have an episode both of those days. I'll be close to home. Wednesday, I'm going to probably clock in at the office, go for a drive, like a long trip, come back to town, hop on a flight, and then I have to stop at one other location, and then from there go on to Tulsa, and by then it'll be like 11 p.m. Tulsa time, and then I'll be picked up by Coach. We'll probably go hit a casino or two, and then go to a hotel, and then wake up the next day, which would be Thursday. We'll have Thursday and all day Friday, and half a day Saturday to play in Oklahoma, and then we'll come back Saturday night, just in time for our Sunday trip again. So it's going to be crazy. So nobody can say I don't try. So anyway, for now, I'm going to let you go. We'll catch up on Sunday. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.